Hey guys, welcome to Sippin' and Spillin' with Sid from 3 Mississippi. This is actually take two. We had a little incident. I filmed about half of Sippin' and Spillin' in here with these guys, and then my phone fell over, and I had a little incident with my microphone, but I fixed it. I think seems to be working now. And I didn't want to have to. I've got my computer tied up working on my big from California to Mississippi video. And so I don't have time to let this render on there, and I need to upload it from my phone, and I don't know how to edit two pieces of video together on my phone like that. So if I'm able to do that, you'll see this partway through the video. Otherwise, this will be where the video is starting for you because I don't know yet. I haven't Googled it. But anyway, I came out here to hang out with these guys, and we were in there, and a big gust of wind came and just knocked everything over and bent my little mic thing. I need to just break down and get the big expensive Rode mic clip things, and I just haven't done it yet because Mike had told me to kind of hold off on that. And I've gone through I've gone through one of these kinds of mics already. And then this one, I thought I almost broke it. We'll see if it holds up. I think it's already on its last legs because I think I bent it back. I don't know. We'll see. So that's just one of those things, right? You gotta deal with. But I was hanging out in here with my goats and the pups, and gave them all little treats. And I was talking about Rico. I kind of had to put Rico, my Mr. Rico over here, this rooster, in his place a little bit today because, you know, obviously I'm working with training the dogs right now, and when I'm in here with them, they're, you know, we're working on commands, and we're doing, you know, different exercises and things, and you know, teaching them to be, you know, with the animals, but not like bugging the animals, kind of, which I know is hard because they're puppies. These guys want attention so bad right now, which I know is hard because they're puppies. I'm gonna tilt this down a hair so you guys can actually see the shenanigans a bit, maybe, if I don't knock it over. Anyway, so the pup was kind of playing with Rico as if he were another puppy. And Rico was not feeling that vibe. And every time he would start, I would tell Kusi, that's my finger, sir, thank you. I would tell Kusi, you know, leave it, no, that whole thing. And he would stop and he would walk away and leave it. Hey, that's my finger. I already gave you your treat, sir. And he did that several times. And then, you know, finally Rico sort of had enough and apparently blamed me for the whole thing and just came at me spurs first. And luckily I am a ninja, and I kicked him down a few times, had a little staring contest with him. And of course Kusi got in between me and the rooster trying to protect everybody. And but Rico's a good boy. And then I was in there just now walking around and doing stuff, and he was fine. You know, I had my back to him, and he didn't jump at me, didn't do anything. Ooh, these winds today. Sir, ma'am, here, I'm going to take this off the tripod. That's how I almost lost it the first time. We're just going to, it got windy all of a sudden, unfortunately. But anyway, so Rico back here, he's actually a very sweet rooster. I can walk up and pick him up, but he was just really irritated that the pup was not playing too hard with him. It wasn't like Kusi was trying to eat him or hurt him. He was literally just playing with him like a puppy would, very soft mouth, you know, not doing anything crazy. But of course Rico was not loving that whole vibe, which I don't blame him. I wouldn't have loved it either. And then Nash is just so mellow. Like, I almost thought she was sick because she's just been, they sort of take turns generally. In the morning, she goes and likes to, after we do our morning stuff, she goes and likes to sleep on the corner back there in the pasture, and he stays up here. And then later in the day, he passes out, and then she kind of stays up here. So they've kind of been taking turns. I do think that eventually what's going to happen is they're going to get split up a little bit. He's going to stay with the livestock over here, and she's going to go out here with the birds once this gets opened up. But again, those plans could change. That's just my initial plans. You never know how things are going to shape up and turn out. But I wanted to show you guys too. We got some feeder fish here, and they're doing a really good job. You can see right now. I'm gonna turn it. Hopefully, you guys can see. They're smacking the top water right now. I'm trying to see that you guys can see. There we go. They're eating the little bugs that are landing on the top there. I haven't lost any of them yet, and they're doing really well. We did this when we had our big tank way back when at the old farm, and we used it to catch rainwater, and Mike would use the drain on it to fill up buckets and then hand water on. He had his little boxes on the patio for some of his herbs and his cherry tomatoes and things that were a little bit smaller in boxes there, and he would hand water there. Well, they go dormant in the winter, and we thought they had just died, right? In the stock tank, they were in there keeping the algae down and all the bugs and all of that. And in the spring, they all came back to the surface. And we were like, oh, they live. So that's a little fun fact about goldfish. I did not know until then that they do. They kind of hibernate a little bit when the temperatures get cold, kind of like trout. And they just sort of hover in there and then come back out when it's thawed, I suppose. But they're doing really well. I haven't done a head count to see if they're all still there, but I don't have any floaters. It is possible, of course, that Rico or a wild bird could snap one out. Obviously, the goats are not going to eat them. It's possible one of the dogs, when they're getting up there, this is his favorite thing to do, by the way, even before I put the goldfish in there, he likes to dip his paws in when he's hot and just stand like that. She likes to lay right here and keep an eye on things this time of day. So, but they're learning. He is definitely the vocal one. He's the one that barks. He's the one that talks. She has to be really amped up in order for her to get vocal. But again, they're still puppies. All of this can change. Their little personalities and how they perceive what they're protecting and what they perceive as a threat could, is going to evolve as they get a little bit older. But he's been whining a bit at night, which, they're puppies, that's to be expected. But see, and it's funny because they're like best friends. This is why this morning when he got really mad and turned on me, I was like, bro, they're like buddies. They like literally sit and cuddle and walk around together. And it's hysterical. I didn't, I've never seen like a dog and a rooster be such good friends, but they really are. And I think that's why he started to play with him the way he did, because she was sleeping and he wanted to play, and now he's running over to the goats. He doesn't really play with the goats. Like, he'll go check them out. He's very interested in the fact that Caroline is still in milk. So he thinks it's fascinating when I milk her. He likes to go over and smell her udders. He hasn't tried to nurse really from her or anything like that, but he is fascinated by it, which is kind of cute, the whole process. So, but they're all doing really well over here. And Rico, actually, I haven't really talked to you guys about this. Rico got put over here because the temporary pens that I have over here and over here, this is going in here, and with their houses down there, and which you can't see because life. But anyway, this is going to get moved down in there, and the pups at night, because they're still so little and small, I've been putting them in here, and that's where I put them in to feed. So in the mornings and in the evenings, that's where they go. Well, Rico was in the other temporary one, and the other roosters that Jen had was in here, which, remember, she took those back the day we got the goats. So I've been putting the pups in there, and then he just danced over the dog. It was funny. Sorry, I didn't have the camera facing that way. My bad. I missed those things when I turn this way so you guys can see stuff. There we go. They're having their little snack. I brought them a treat so they behaved when I went in there, but that still backfired. Anyway, Rico, I didn't want to put him in because I still had ducklings that were kind of small still. They actually plumped up a lot this last week and a half. But I thought, you know what, I'm just going to throw them in here, which was my initial plan. And Mike was like, no, because he's going to get out and he's going to rip up my garden. And I'm like, he's really not. And then Mike thought about it for a while and he was like, you're right, it's fine. Just put him, put him where you want. If he gets out, he's not going to hurt anything. He'll just hop in and out when he wants. He's stayed in here, has not gotten out once. And he's just living his best life. I'm sure, he's in there digging right now for bugs. I don't know if you can see his little butt right there. He's like right on the other side of Caroline. But he's having a grand old time and he's loving it. So he just stays in here and he's been good. And he can see that there's birds over there, but he hasn't tried. He could easily, from the stock tank to here, he could easily hop up and hop out if he wanted to. I feel like he truly has no desire to do that. Caroline just walked over the dog too and got her leg stuck on his back. It was kind of amusing. The pups are still kind of learning their way around the goats. They don't realize that the goats aren't looking, and so the goats will sometimes step on them a little bit when we're in there. And but they're figuring it out, and they're getting bigger and bigger every day. I do have to give them their next round of shots soon, and then I do need to give the goats. I picked up some CD&T for them yesterday at the Tractor Supply in Starkville, and so probably in the next couple days I'll go ahead and give that to them. But this week, like I said, I'm just really focused on that California to Mississippi video, and tomorrow is going to be the day that I really hunker down and do it. I've been working on it, don't get me wrong, but it's always interrupted because I have to leave and go do this. I have to go pick up the kid. I have to go take care of dinner. I have to go. Tomorrow, I made a big thing in the crock pot today, so they have plenty of food for tomorrow. I am literally from sunup, well, not from sunup, I'll be out here dealing with these guys. After that, after I finish my chores, I will be up in the bat cave, making magic happen on the computer. So that's the plan. And I'm really hoping I can get it to just the point where I need to put finishing touches on it by Friday. That's my goal. Is it realistic? Don't know. We're going to find out tomorrow. But somebody said a great thing, which was, the story's already been told, you just have to tell it. Because I was kind of stressing about making this video good and like getting all the stuff in there, and I've just been kind of reworking it over and over. Every time I walk away from it, I kind of re-edit it in my mind and re-piece together how I'm going to do it. And I've changed a few things already, and I keep kind of futzing with it, and eventually it'll be done. But that's my thing right now. But she's so cute. Look, she's passed out. She's almost narcoleptic, that one. She sleeps a lot. But I guess when there's nothing exciting going on, and it's not as hot today. It's warm, but it's not. Like, she's passed out too. She's so cute. It's not as hot today, but it's not cold. And at least there's a breeze, which there's some days you're out here and the air is so still unless you're up by the house. It usually has a nice little breeze up here. But if you're like down here or whatever, it can be pretty warm and there's not usually much of a breeze, which when you're filming is great because you don't have to worry about the wind noise and all of that, which is something that I know a lot of my friends in Oklahoma battle quite frequently when they're filming. But out here, unless you're in the middle of a storm, it's not usually an issue. It's been trying to storm off and on today, but it has been very unsuccessful. So, but guys, that being said, I'm sorry that you missed the first take of Sippin' and Spillin'. But that's the way it goes sometimes. I don't know how to stitch that together and upload it for you, but you didn't miss much. I think I recapped most of it. You missed me loving on the goats and seeing them a little bit closer up, but there'll be lots of opportunities for that in the future. But today is not that day because today is, I got to get to work. So, and we will see you guys tonight in our live on 3 Mississippi. So make sure you come by and check that out now that we're kind of wrapping up summer here. We're getting close to the end. I kind of almost feel like it's fall already, even though it's not. and I know it's not, but kids are already back in school out here. We've kind of completed, in my mind, we've sort of completed our first summer here. And it's just sort of, I don't know, it feels like this is kind of, we're wrapped up summer. We're wrapping up some of the summer projects, with the fencing and getting the animals here. And we're going to be moving on to the horse fencing next here and probably get that wrapped up in the next couple weeks. And then we'll be finishing up the other half of the coop, which is the brooder and the storage room for the feed. So all of those things together, I think are going to be kind of a good wrap up for summer. And we're going to be able to then move on to some of the indoor projects as the weather changes, when you've got, your storms and whatnot. Mike can start working on his cold room for not only for the next year's farmers market, but if he can get it done in time, it'll be ready for when they get their first couple of deer this season. So we shall see how that goes. But guys, I'm excited. We will see you later tonight, like I said, on 3 Mississippi at 6 o'clock Central Standard Time. So come chat with us live. Come say hey. And we will see you guys all next time. And I don't think I'm going to be putting out a Sippin' and Spillin' tomorrow on Thursday. I usually don't. Tomorrow I'm going to be stuck on the computer all day. I think Friday I'll pop another one out for you, hopefully telling you guys that I have completed the video and I'm excited about it, and that'll be a load off. I'm looking forward to that. So anyway, guys, have a great rest of your day, and we will see you later tonight. Bye.